Well, here's a challenge. The webinar is live now, but if people are going and looking at the links, it says it doesn't start for another hour. So there is a problem. Which I'm going to definitely have to let my web person know, because of course if it's not opening up for you to see it, then how can you see it? So that's disappointing. It's very disappointing. Which I'm going to definitely. So I'm posting that it's live at YouTube and posting the link. And we will have to deal with that a little bit later. Yeah, I don't know why. It says it doesn't start for another hour. And that's definitely an issue, definitely a problem. What I'm going to do right now is try to take a picture of this for my web guy so you can see what's going on, because we don't want this problem in 2 weeks when we have Mark Nicolat. He's going to be teaching on how to be a Twitter rock star. And I think that is going to be a phenomenal teaching, and you don't want to miss that. So if we're having technical problems, then yeah, there's definitely some issues. Yes, Kat, I am going to try to email you. It's some tech problem. I am here now. So I'm going to go outside of the Facebook group just for a minute and just let people know that they can actually watch it. So if you are getting onto the Q&A late, I completely understand. We're going to ask the questions inside of the Facebook group, and the Facebook group is called Instant Star Maker. So if you're watching and you'd like to be a part of Instant Star Maker group, all you have to do now, it's a group, it's not a page, it's a group, and all you have to do is go to the Facebook group, ask to be let into the group, and we will do that for you so that you can ask your questions. Yeah, I don't have any idea what's going on. I do see the tech problems, and people are going to be like, oh, I missed it. So I am going to just go ahead and make sure the replay is available. It's going to be available on my YouTube channel. And today's show is about questions and answers. Now, I just got back from Atlanta. I was down there for Mom 2.0 Summit. It is mommy bloggers, but it's way mega fun. And I was down there teaching about crowdfunding. But I just met a lot of great bloggers, and this year they added an awards ceremony. And the awards ceremony was really fun. And then they had a little party afterwards, and it was pretty amazing. And I just really enjoyed myself. I really enjoyed myself. One suite just had bags of candy, and so I have jelly beans that I can chew and talk at the same time, all rude and stuff with you. But the one thing I do want you guys to remember is that going on to Taya Bell just pinged me. It's a tech problem, and here is the live link. So when you're going to seminars, it's not just learning or workshops over the weekend with your peers. It's not just about learning stuff. It's about networking peer-to-peer. And for some of you who have shows, you need to network with the event sponsors, because some of them would like to sponsor your blog or whatever you're doing in some type of way. And so it's just really kind of interesting, like what can happen and what people can do. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm just going over the questions here. I will put this at the top. It's live here at YouTube. I'm going to pin the post just for today and find out. Let me go into the Wright group, Instant Star Maker group. It's live here. Sorry about the wrong link. Woohoo! And we'll get everybody posted on there. So when you're in the Facebook group, the Facebook group is Instant Star Maker. Be sure to ask your questions inside of Instant Star Maker so I can see them all. And anyway, back to the event. So make sure you're connecting with people. You're connecting with the sponsors of the event. And sometimes you can create business relationships that will help you just by being there. And I travel a lot. I do a lot of speaking. And this just really made me, because they're bloggers and they're writing a lot, it really made me recommit to writing for my own website, my own blog. A lot of people don't understand Wright Place TV is actually a blog. WRIGHTPLACE TV.com, WRIGHTPLACE It is actually a blog, and a lot of people don't get that. And I had been so busy that I hadn't been writing for my own blog. And so being at that event also made me recommit to the quality of writing for my own blog. So getting out, going to events is awesome. It can make you realize what it is that you missed, and it can make you, it can make you get more prosperous because you're getting connected in ways that you cannot do. I mean, we love virtual. We love virtual speaking. We love reaching out, but we want to do both. So for those of you that are kind of shy, I do want you to get out and speak as well as do virtual things. The virtual internet allows us to really leverage that. And Instant Star Maker, once again, just to put everybody straight, is not about becoming a star. It's about becoming well-known enough that you can get your message out there freely without impediments. In other words, your name has so much cachet that people are ready to book you on their shows, bring you into their magazines, bring you into their newspapers, and they're ready to work with you so that you can say what you need to say and reach who you need to reach. And that's really what Instant Star Maker is about. So when you see the group, I don't want you to think I'm here to make you an instant star. It's about your message. Many of you have messages that can easily be ignored if you're not in front of the right type of media. And when I say media, I am talking about newspapers, magazines, radio shows, television shows. I'm talking about blogs. Blog is now media. You can definitely, put that in the Facebook group. I just want to know that you guys are following and you're seeing anybody can post right now. It's open posting. So you can put in the group or put in your own stream that blogs are media. Okay? Blogs are media. That is very important for you to remember so that you treat bloggers in a way that will allow you to get written about, because you don't know who their blog might reach, right? You don't know who the blog might reach. So it's really, really important. We've got some viewers on. Yay! Okay, so the other thing is you want to open up a separate tab that says Facebook, and you want to look for the Instant Star Maker group. It was a 6-hour flight there, 6-hour flight home. I gotta admit, I'm pretty tired, but it's all good because I'm doing stuff that I love to do. And today is open questions and answers. You guys want to talk about media. You guys want to talk about what you're doing, and it's really important that we do this. So I want to ask your questions, but before I ask your questions, make sure that you are in the Facebook group so that we can make sure that we're all connected. Now, we do Facebook a lot, but I also want to connect with you guys on Twitter. So if you haven't done a Twitter face up, let's connect on Twitter. And let's take some time right now before we get our questions out and put your Twitter handle. So the way you write your Twitter handle is the @ and then thank you, Clifton, blogs are media. The @ and then whatever your Twitter handle is. So @Dr. Wright 1. Okay? So I just posted mine. Let's all connect on Twitter. When you open up Twitter, all you have to do is put the @ and the name of the person and then go follow them. So it's really kind of, it's really kind of interesting. Listen, I know there's a lot of great things on television tonight, but you know what? I'm the only person who's going to tell you how to get on television. The rest of them are just saying watch. I'm going to tell you how to get where they are. So let's talk about it. Get your questions ready. I want to see them in the Facebook group. But right now, we're going to do a Twitter Connect. So I'm at Dr. Wright 1. It's posted there. You can follow me on Twitter. Of course, I will follow you right back. There's nothing, there's nothing really hard about that. I'm following Annette Hines, Creative World, Refollow. I don't know what Refollow is. Someone named Melissa. Somebody who has a locked Twitter account. There's a lot of people who follow me. Terrence follows me. Kirk follows me. BlackRock. And you guys got to go in there too in your own Twitter stream and follow people who follow you. When you're first starting on Twitter, it does completely look backwards, but it's okay. It's okay because your Twitter following will grow. So it's okay if you're following a lot of people and they're not following you. It will turn around. That's how I was too, and now I have 54,000 people following me. In 2 weeks, Mark Mikolat is going to be here teaching about how to be a Twitter rock star. So I truly hope that you guys do not miss that, because you know how powerful his last YouTube class was. This one will be just as powerful. And if you're already in this class and you're on the mailing list, don't worry. We've got you on the mailing list for the next one, and you'll get the links, and we'll get this little funny thing. Thank you, Clifton. Blogs are media. So if you're not following everybody, please post your Twitter handle. So, Clifton, I'm not sure if I'm following you. I'd love to find out if I am following you. When you have that many people in your stream, you don't remember who's on stream and who's not. And sometimes some of your good friends, you're not even following them. And so it's like, oh my goodness, okay, that's not smart. Okay, so Taya Bell, she asked to join the group. We're adding Taya Bell. So what you want to do in the group, Taya, right now, we are just posting our Twitter accounts so that people connect with you and can follow you. So just connect and follow, connect and follow. I am going to indulge in jelly beans. I know it's probably totally rude, but this is a casual Q&A. I want you guys to start getting your questions together to post them. One question, Kat says, love what you're saying regarding networking, and Taya says, blogs are media, so thank you so much. Next week, Kat is hosting a Web Summit for engineers. So it's from the president of the Society of Civil Engineers. They're going to be presenting on the 14th. So if those of you are engineers, that's great. Taya Bell, just put her Twitter handle in there. So I'm going to connect on that. Clifton just put his in. His is leverage. Let me read it right. Leverage me too. So Taya, I am now following you. All right. And Regina says, hello. Hi, Regina. Hi. I'm tweeting and I'm saying hi in case she's watching. You guys can invite your friends to watch too. This is a pretty casual night. I know that I'm following Clifton. We're old friends. Dr. Renee Sunday just posted hers. Please do click on hers and connect. This is where you guys can talk. Clifton says I am following him. Okay, thank you. This is where you guys can talk and really connect. Back in the day, Twitter was a little bit easier to really connect with important people. And I got to talk to some really important people, like straight up. It was magical. I made some really, really great relationships. And so, quiet as it's kept, Twitter is my favorite. It's the first social media that I was on, and it's my favorite. And so I am following you now, Kat. Yours says water citizen and engineers and da 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 da. So yours says water citizen. So that's what I got. Twitter was really fantastic, and so you've got to really look at. Okay, Regina says we're already following each other. Okay, cool. Thank you, Regina, for reminding me. This is a great way for you to connect with people inside the group. I know I've been neglectful in that I haven't brought the group together, but I will say this is a great way for you guys to connect. You don't have to wait for me. You can develop some really, really great relationships. Keisha Pitt is at Keisha Pitt. So she just posted hers. You guys can connect with Keisha Pitt. But do take the time. This is a really good group. Do take the time to get to know each other. Do take the time to get to know each other. All righty? All right. So now, who's going to post the first question? Let's connect, Dr. Wright. Okay. That's Renee Sunday. I like her so much. I'm going to see her next week. Many of you don't know this, but Renee Sunday is in the movie I'm directing, and so I'm going to get to see her next week and hang out, and we're going to shoot her part. So anyway, question number 1. So I just posted that in the Facebook group. And Kim Capey says, let's do, oh, she likes my post. Let's do some more Facebook likes. Yeah, we can do both. So what is your first question about getting into the media for yourself? I'll do another Q&A for you as media, like you're the radio show, you're the television show. But tonight, let's talk about it. And Kat says, may I have a jelly bean? Maybe it's a Q&A. Yes, you're right, Kat. It's not a Q&A, it's a Q&A. Because seriously, I had lunch around 1 o'clock and it's 6 and I'm ready for dinner. It's Cinco de Mayo, And actually, my office had a potluck, but I was gone all last week, so I didn't know. The food was so good. So I'm so happy to find out the people at my office can totally throw down. So question number 1 is in the Facebook group, the Instant Start Maker Facebook group. Go ahead and post your question in there, and come on and let us see what you have to say. If you're interested in being on someone's show, if you're interested in, whatever it is, it's open Q&A. I need to find out where the gaps in your knowledge are and what it is you need to know. So Clifton says, in addition to my work, I'm promoting my daughter's children's book, Milton's Button, which is designed to promote unity, community, and inclusion. Chelsea is far more a writer and illustrator than one who prefers to be in the public eye. I endeavor to represent her as she continues to establish her place in the public space. I welcome suggestions and ideas to help her and her message prosper. Okay, so that gives me a great background on what you're doing, Clifton, but I need a question. That's a statement, and I need a question. A question is, how do I XYZ? You need to have something very, very specific so that I can answer your questions. So Jafrida says, what are some good tips when you are looking to get more exposure by reaching out to talk shows or specific shows related to your field? So number 1, I want to say, Jafrida, you are doing a really good job. You're out there, you put yourself out there, and you are picking up the media, you are getting the articles, you are getting in the press, and you are getting radio shows and interviews. You push yourself, and you're getting the results. So I'm very proud of what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, just expand what you're doing. But here are some tips when you're looking to get more exposure. What you want to do is you want to make sure that when you pitch them, in other words, you go to a radio show and say, hey, I would be a great guest, that you know something about the show. Time and time again, I have people come to me and say, so-and-so would be a great person for your show. Have you ever seen my show? Do you know anything about my show? No? Well, then how can you possibly recommend someone? So one of the things that I find that people never do is that they want to pitch themselves to the show, but they have never seen the show. It's really important that you listen to the show, watch it on web, watch it on TV, figure out what they're doing. Read their magazine, read their blog like a couple of times. Don't just pitch yourself and you have no idea what they're about. Because what you have to do is you have to tweak your pitch to fit their audience. And if you've never watched the show, if you've never gotten any kind of contact on what they're doing, you can't possibly bring a good segment for them. So that's the biggest thing. But I will say, Jafrida says, I know there are certain types of day that you don't contact producers. Well, yeah, right before they're taping their show, we don't contact them. I mean, that is so individual, it's crazy. So you have to figure out what's the best way to contact people. A lot of people like emails, a lot of people like Twitter. You can contact privately on Twitter. A lot of people have their preference. So understand their preference and try to understand a little bit about their schedule. When you call and someone's not available, it doesn't mean that they won't answer your call. It just means they're just not available right now. So those are a couple of tips. Let's see what else. I'm going to refresh the page. You guys are getting your Twitter tweet on while we do this, and that's awesome. Toy has posted hers, and I am ready for whatever the next question is. The thing is about media is that the long-term goal is to become their resource, become their go-to person. Jafrida is getting out there so that when it comes to anything about accounting and taxes and how to handle the money in that way, she's the first person that we think of, and we go to her. I got to write this article. I need some input. The article may not be written about her, but because she gave input, at least her name gets in there. And your name being in the paper is awesome too. It doesn't have to be all about you. It can be a mention. You could be their source for information. So don't get so caught up that you think, oh my gosh, I really, really, really have to, the article has to be about me. You can be mentioned, and that's really, really good. If you're watching and you didn't sign up for Instant Star Maker, we have an Instant Star Maker Facebook group, and that's where the questions go. So if you're asking the questions on the page, that's going to be kind of tough, but you can get your questions answered here. I want to know in the Facebook group, in the last 30 days, tell me about the media that you have been in. And Clifton, I just want you to ask your question. You didn't get your question in there. You did tell me some background, but ask your specific question. Tell me about what media you guys have been in. Jafrida, I kind of know some of your stuff because I do see your tweets and you're out there doing stuff. Dr. Renee Sunday has her own show, but Dr. Sunday also needs to get into the media too. So don't forget that, Dr. Sunday. You're killing it with your show, which is awesome, but don't forget you need to get some for your own. Taisha Creighton, she is just posted hers. She's kind of new, so let's make sure we join her on Twitter. But the whole media thing is not a one-time thing. It's something that you need to do, and you need to do over and over again. Does that make sense? You need to do it over and over again. You need to keep going. It's not, oh, I did some media a couple of years ago and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so do you have any resources you can recommend for a good pitch letter template or examples? The pitches don't have to be so deep that you need a whole template. They're basically simply, this is the basic template. Hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm an expertise in such and such. Hi, I'm Jafrida Brown. I'm an expertise in accounting and taxes. And I'd love to share with your audience, and then state what you're going to share. It has to be something good for that audience. So you're not going to call a children's show and say, hi, I'm Dr. Wright. I'm an accountant, and I want to share with the children of America how they need to get their accounting together. It doesn't happen like that. So you don't have to get all caught up in a template. What you want to share is who you are, what you have to give to their audience, that their audience would be interested in. And then just sign it off as, I'd love to be a guest on the show. Call me when you have some openings. Okay? Call me when you have some openings. And, of course, have all of your contact information there. All of your contact information. You're welcome, Dr. Sunday. Just want you to keep it balanced. Just because you have your own show doesn't mean that you can't get out there and get media. That's important, too. So when you're pitching, whether you're pitching by phone or by email or text, you have to let them know what's in it for their audience, okay? And that's what goes back to watch their show, find out what they're talking about, find out what their audience is, because without that, you can't pitch. You can't pitch. You can't pitch them anything good if you never, ever, ever watch their show and you have no idea what they're talking about. And that just happens all the time, all the time. Okay, let me look in the Facebook group and see if we have anything. So for television, what's the best length of show treatment to give as a proposal to a station or a network? All right, so the way that if it's a local station, in other words, it's just a station local in your town, you can give them show treatments. 30-minute shows are easier to place than 60-minute shows. So if I was trying to get a new show placed, I would place a 30-minute show. I would not try to place an hour show. That's stations or networks. So that was Toy Parker's question, was the best length of show treatment to give, and it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes is easier to place. Because if they have an opening in the schedule, it's easier to put in a 30-minute show than an hour show. So that was Toy Parker's question. Let's see, Keisha said make sure you do research. Do you have any resources? Okay, we talked about that already. Okay, we answered those questions, and we're ready for some more. You guys are doing good. I hope that, you're not too shy about asking your own questions. I know it's an open forum and you don't want to ask enough questions that people can kind of figure out your strategy. I totally get that, but I do want to reward those who have been here with some real advice and not some glazed over generality crap. Okay? So I really would love for you to really ask your real question, and we're going to figure this out. I'm going to give you my expertise. 14 years I've been in broadcast television. I've produced and directed 3 movies. I'm on number 4. Pound HLIC movie is number 4. My show has been on broadcast television, not on the web, but broadcast television for 14 years. It's currently syndicated nationally on Dish on Demand. I also do work in LA studios. I get cast for different things. We call it, in the industry, we call it studio work. You might get called in to be part of a background cast of a show. I like doing that kind of stuff. I do get cast on a lot of game shows. I like doing that kind of stuff too. And I'm good at it because I know what they're looking for. And, you know, there's all kind of work around Hollywood. And so that's what I do. I work with professionals at the top. I work with all kinds of people in the industry. And it is what I love. I know you hear me talking about crowdfunding and raising money. This is a Q&A, talking about raising money. But I really do love production. You know, I'm really loving doing the Pound HLIC movie. I can't wait for the next project that comes. And matter of fact, we leave on Sunday. I'll be out there. Alrighty, let's refresh the page. So Jafita says, I have a show idea to pitch to different networks. Not sure what type of format it would be best for. I submitted it to TLC a couple of weeks ago and have not heard from them. Okay, so let me tell you something about pitching a show for the networks. A lot of the times they will not accept a pitch that just comes from the public. They don't read that because they don't want to have a situation where they create a show that's very similar and you sue them because you said you took your idea. So very few places take unsolicited show pitches. If you didn't have a specific person, an appointment, a meeting, that's what happens. The way people get to pitch in front of the executives is that there are actual pitch events where you get your little package of your show together and you pay to go to this conference and they give you time in front of the executives. It doesn't happen where you email. If you're not sitting in front of the executive who can say yes or no and you haven't had an appointment, it's called unsolicited, and they do not accept unsolicited. So I doubt that you're going to hear anything from TLC. You need to do something where you're getting in front of a very specific person and you're pitching. Okay? Clifton says, what are some strategies for promoting someone else's message, my daughter, which harmonizes with mine? Here's a challenge I have about promoting someone else's message. I have been a paid spokesperson. I don't know. I'll have to find one of the products and show it to you. I'm sure I have some around here somewhere. But I used to be a paid spokesperson for a product that was natural and it helped your eyelashes grow out. And being that spokesperson made me the message, made me have to do things a little differently because I'm out there and I'm the message. You can promote your daughter's message in your daughter's book, but understand that you're going to be the standard that they're used to. I'm totally into the red today. All right, you have to understand that they will always be expecting you. And so this is why I don't eat and talk. This is why Mom said don't eat and talk. So Clifton, you're going to be either pushing this message forever because when you want to quit and she steps up, it's going to be a totally different person and the message is associated with you. So I understand people that are like, oh, my kid doesn't promote, my kid doesn't do this, but I gotta tell you, she has to learn how to do it for herself. She has to learn how to um, make it happen. I mean, unless, perfume companies hire celebrities to be their spokesperson, and then they hire another celebrity. So I just think that it would behoove her, it would help her, even though you want to help her, it would help her to take on that mantle. And here's people, they're like, oh, I'm too shy, I can't do it, I can't do it. Here's the truth. You're not really passionate about it. If you are too shy to speak up about your own message, it might be a great message, and you might be a creative person and a good writer, but if there's no passion in you to put it out there, then it's not going to happen. And we can't be more passionate about somebody else's message than they are for themselves. You got to hold the fire for your message. And you're just getting started in your message. So now you're trying to juggle this and you juggle that. It's really, really hard. I know what I'm saying sounds really, really harsh. And Clifton, you are the sweetest guy ever. I am not trying to be harsh in any way, shape, or form. But that's not something you can carry for her. Not brand-wise, not emotional-wise, not even as her dad. So I would advise you to rethink the strategy. If she's so shy or so untrained or whatever the situation is that she doesn't want to get out there, then now's not the time. And there's nothing wrong with now not being your time. There's nothing wrong with now not being your time. Okay? Let me go back through. And I'm going to refresh the page. Okay. I want to forward a message of fulfillment and success through generational, we call it ACE legacy, standing on the shoulders of our ancestors for supporting our children and everything. We want to forward the message. But see, it's not you, and it's you forwarding that message. It would be different if you and she spoke together in tandem. That would be kind of interesting. A father-daughter team that spoke, sort of like those, you know how you ever see a husband and wife pastors where they both speak? There are very few of them, but the ones that do it are probably really good at it. So that's what I would recommend. Vanessa, you are now part of our room. And Vanessa McLean is from England. She's also in the movie. I'm going to be seeing her next week. Okay? So I think you have a great message, Clifton. What I think you have to do is, how can you promote it? There's a lot of different ways you can promote it. But you need to understand that if you're promoting that message and not her, she's not involved in it, it's going to be different. Taya says, would it be proper form to ask what would be the proper way to approach a business about sponsoring clothing of TV show movie? How to explain the value and benefit? Okay, so Taya, we've talked about this again. I am actually going to do, for the HLIC movie ladies cast, I am going to do a private session on sponsorship. Sponsorship, this is a good forum, but I'm going to tell you, in 40 minutes, I can't explain it to you that quickly. I mean, sponsorship is something that you have to learn how to do and have to do on a regular basis. You always, always, always have to figure out what's in it for them. And what I have taught before is that if you have a smaller audience, you have to have a different strategy than people who have a bigger audience. A lot of people try to do sponsorship where you go to all my viewers, where you got like 100 viewers on your channel. So that's not doing them any good. So you need a different sponsorship strategy. It works for me because I have a lot of people watching the show and a lot of people on Twitter. But if you're just getting started, you need a different strategy. There is a different strategy. I know what it is because it's what I used before I grew. And so while this is a great place to talk about sponsorships, it's like a really big topic that I won't be able to dive into. We have about 20 minutes left in this broadcast. I'll be getting off and not going over. like our big brothers Shay Brown and Trevor Ott. You guys can't stay up all night with me. At 7:15, I am going to be on with my call with the cast of the HLIC movie, and my assistant, she'll be on the call. And so, Taya, we will work out something where I can address that. Okay, Kat says, I've been trying to promote this summit, but my partner, the main host, still hasn't posted information about the summit on his website. I know any media group is one. I want to see the website to check the credible source. Yes, that is true. I would do the same on my own website. I'm finally posting the full summit agenda on my own site. I was trying to support him, although he hasn't done much to promote me. Do you see any issues with promoting the event to media when I'm co-hosting? No, I don't see any issues with promoting that event. What I would focus on is your participation in the event. In other words, if you're a speaker, promote yourself as a speaker at that event. Okay. For example, if I'm speaking at Shay and Trevor's next event, I'm going to put out a press release saying Dr. Wright is speaking, and I'm doing all this great stuff at their event. I'm not going to put it out that they are having an event. So hopefully that answers your question, Kat. Okay, I'm going to refresh the page and see what the new questions are. Vanessa says, thank you for adding. Everybody say hi to Vanessa. Vanessa, post your Twitter account so that we can connect with you. Chelsea is stepping up. She was interviewed on the Zareen show and was invited back tomorrow at 4 p.m. That means, Clifton, she did an excellent job. The point is to get asked back. So I think that's good. Clifton says, I was thinking I would be like James Earl Jones and the Verizon or that Allstate guy. Well, you could. You have a really good voice. You could be a hired gun, but what it is that you would be a hired gun. You couldn't push your own agenda and be a hired gun. That's the bad part about it. And being a spokesperson for one product, you know, it kind of precludes a whole bunch of other products unless you are a superstar. So you're on the right track, Clifton. She's definitely on the right track. If she got asked back, that means she did a great job. That means she did an awesome job. All right, all of your questions, again, are in the Facebook group, Instant Star Maker. So if you're watching, I appreciate that you're watching. I appreciate that you're here. Time is life. I guard my time with the ferocity of a lion. My time, you blow off my time, we are not friends. So when I give my time, I truly appreciate all of you that are listening, because this is your time too, and we're here together and we're hanging and we're learning, and hopefully everyone is awake and aware. I'm sure the biggest challenge for today is that stupid sign that says the thing doesn't start for about an hour, which means that I'll be saying good night and everybody will just be logging on, which is like horrible. But I will talk to my web guy and we will fix that. Okay, so let me refresh the page again, and you can share with me what your questions might be. Taisha says, my husband and I want to build a platform where we speak/coaching about building family vision, business, and legacy. We also speak separately. Is it best to combine or individualize the package? We don't want to confuse the audience with our message. Well, I think being a package is really, really powerful, because there are not a lot of couples that speak on the same thing or develop the same thing. And, of course, two joined together is very powerful compared to one. But I don't see any problem with you, speaking separately. Maybe he got asked to a men's retreat. Well, maybe you don't want to show up at the men's retreat. Maybe you got asked to speak at the women's whatever. Maybe you don't want to go to the women's whatever. So I don't think it's a confusion. I think you are a brand. You stay on your brand. Stay definitely on your brand message. But you don't get a lot of couples that are speaking on the same thing. And so for shows, they really kind of like that. So I don't see any problem with that. I don't think you're confusing your audience. I think that after a while, seeing the both of you together talking about the same thing, You know, and some people may want to coach with just the mom or just the dad. I mean, you know, people have different things going on in their life, and having two people on the team makes it very powerful. Okay, think about any two people you see working together, whether they're a couple or they're just a team. It's very powerful. So I think you're fine. Drinking my red Kool-Aid. Okay. Kat says, I definitely want to learn about sponsorship. I've done tons of sponsorships for nonprofits in the past, but that was a different purpose. I have a lot of companies that say they want to be sponsors but don't know how to package the sponsors for the business purposes. Okay, we'd look forward to that session. Okay, Kat, so we've got a lot of people who are interested in that. It's very frustrating to have people saying, I'm ready to give you money, but they don't want to give you money. I mean, you don't know how to package it. So I'm definitely going to work on that for you guys. There is a definite strategy for it, and we will work on that. So thank you. Anytime you guys put in here stuff that you want to learn, I am listening to that and making ways for that to happen. So feel free to say what it is you're looking for, how you'd like to have it delivered, and we can do it. I'm doing more and more and creating some pre-recorded things that you can just download and you can just have it for yourself, and a little bit less on the live sessions, just because all of the travel that I do is always a live session. So I don't want to be home doing a bunch of live sessions taking up all the time. So it'll be something that you'll be able to ask and get that, you know, get that provided for. Because even if I don't know it, I've got a lot of really smart friends. In 2 weeks, if you didn't hear it before, in 2 weeks, Mark Michelet will be back. I definitely want you to attend his How to Become a Twitter Star. Having a lot of Twitter followers, I will tell you this in terms of sponsorship, helps you have sponsorship. When I went to Whirlpool, and they were like, yeah, who are you on Twitter? Blah, 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 blah. They said, oh, you have a large following. Now I have a door open. So you want to learn how to grow your Twitter following because it will help you with sponsorship. It will help you with getting your message out there. It will help you overall. So these are all things we just got to go through and learn. For me, 2014 is my year of learning. I'm getting new software. I'm learning how to do it. I am learning so many new things, and I'm not yet good at them. But I'm doing them, and that's the same thing you've got to do. You've got to learn it, start using it, learn, use, learn, use. I just told my web guy that I was going to stop saying I understand and just say I hear you. Because just because he explained it to me doesn't mean that I get it all the first time around. Or my mentors, I would just say I hear what you're saying. Because just because they told it to me doesn't mean I get it. Doesn't mean I get it. Doesn't mean I get it. So, any other questions? We got 12 minutes left. 12 whole minutes. Yeah, this is going to be crazy because in the next 12 minutes, everybody else is going to be logging on going, I can't believe I missed it. But it's all okay because it's on YouTube. Whatever happens with my webinar system, YouTube is still there. I've had the system for 4 months and I'm still learning. That's frustrating for me. I'm very used to learning and being good at stuff. So this is a year of frustration. But this is going to be a year of great growth. Catch me next year, it's going to be like, woohoo, super fire, super fire, super fire. Alrighty. I'm going to refresh, and Kat says in the Facebook group, maybe Clifton and his daughter will be able to make music together like Nat King Cole and Natalie Cole in Unforgettable. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Any other questions for you guys about media? Any media that you've done and you want to know how to do it better, or what you're thinking about doing it better? Ever any of you getting ready to do an interview, you want to go over anything about that, I'll be happy to get you kind of prepped for that. Oh, I know one thing we're having at the end of the month. Almost forgot. We are going to have a media pitch night. Yep, a media pitch night. That means that you can pitch to some live media. And I'm bringing live media online for you to pitch to, connect to, and do your best. So that'll be coming up. Taya Bell says, "Wow, we're up all night with them." Yeah, hey, love Shay and Trevor, but I don't do up all night. Let's see. Ty says, I have done plenty of work in trade shows and fundraisers, and it's easy to get sponsors for those type of events because I can offer them exposure through the website, marketing materials, and event presence. So I just wondered how to explain the benefit to them if their name isn't anywhere in print. So I can't wait for the special training. Yes, there are some definite benefits. Thank you, Charlene Day. You are in the room and you're in the broadcast. I appreciate you taking time out to hang with us. That is super, super awesome. Who else is in the room that I did not say hello to yet? If you're in the room and I didn't say hi to you yet, Tori Parker's been in the room. She's been hanging with us. It's a good night. It's okay. It's a light night. Yeah, a little crazy, but it's a light night. And after this, some of you I will see the next thing I'm doing, which is the movie call. So we've got the Twitter Powerhouse class. This is all free, by the way. So invite your friends, tell them to come so you guys can grow in Twitter together. So, they won't be all jealous that you're like a Twitter powerhouse and they're not. But you need to attend that, and then the pitch session is going to be actual real media. If you do a great job pitching, they will write about you, pick it up. I'm not making them pick you guys up. I mean, it's got to fit their media, but I am working on, well, we have confirmation of one radio show. I am working on more radio shows, working on a little bit of TV, working on a newspaper, just, a little bit of exposure. Pitch nights or pitch days, people used to do whole conferences and have pitch days. But it's got tougher and tougher and tougher. So my idea is to take it virtual. Keisha Pitt says, I just call her Kit. Keisha Pitt says, being new to self-promotion, it seems a bit overwhelming at times. What's the best way to organize my book promotion? Okay, so here's how you got to organize your book promotion. You want to create a spreadsheet, and you want the spreadsheet to have all of the media. Radio is 3 different types: terrestrial, satellite, and broadcast radio. Terrestrial and broadcast radio, same thing. Internet, terrestrial, and satellite radio. TV, web TV, magazines, web magazines, blogs. Okay, you've got to spread them all out. And what you want to do is you make note of who you pitched and the date you pitched them and what topic you pitched them about and see what response you get. Because guess what? Once you find out the magazines that are going to be interested in you, you're just going to pitch them over and over again. They might say no because they just did an article on that and you just didn't see it. If I pitch somebody who just talked about crowdfunding, they're probably not going to book me because they just talked about it. But if I come back 6 months from now, I might get on. So organize it, pitch them, make notes and dates, and have all of your contact information around in your spreadsheet. You will be very, very powerful. Taisha says, I've been asked to do a TV interview and print interview for a magazine publication about family and starting business. I'm not sure how to prep for it. How should I ask for questions ahead of time? Here's my thing. Sometimes they will do that. They tend not to do that. What I think you and your husband should do is create a question and answer sheet that you put on your website. In other words, here are the questions. Here's a question sheet. If you want to interview me, here are the questions that you need to ask me to interview. And then that way, a lot of people who are lazy, a lot of people will just take those questions and just ask you those questions. So a lot of times you'll be already ready for them. You should be pretty much prepared for anything that they're going to ask. Hopefully there's not an ambush interview and they're going to ask something crazy. But you can supply them. Ask them just very gently. May I supply you with a question sheet? And if they say yes, send it to them. So make up 10 questions that you get asked all the time. I always get asked about crowdfunding. What's the best website? That's the #1 question. So put all the questions that you get asked a lot, all the time, and that can be your basic sheet, and you can give it to them. There's nothing wrong with. I don't like, as a media person, I don't like it when someone says, "Well, send me the questions ahead of time." I don't like that, dude. I'm doing this interview like right on the spot. But I'm not offended when someone says, "May I send you a question sheet?" Sure, I'll look at it. Now, I personally never guarantee that I'm going to ask you those questions, but you can send it to me. Taya says, "Yeah, I need to get my stuff together fast." All right. Any other questions? Before we go, we got about 4 more minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it off because I have been working all day and working all night, and you know, this will be here for everybody. I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on Cinco de Mayo night, and I do not take it for granted that you're here and that you're participating and that you want to move up. And so I'm going to try my best to really get some resources out there for you so you can do your thing. Again, it's not about trying to get famous fast. It's about you have a message that people need to hear, and media is the fastest way to share that message. I don't care what you say. It's the fastest way to share the message. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to be on another call in about 15 minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys have a really good week. I will see you around the internet, and then in 2 weeks on the 19th, let's all gather back here again today and visit with Mark because he's going to teach. All right, remember what I always say. Ignorance. Let me get it out straight. My tongue is like, I'm off. Ignoring one's conscience is neither safe nor right. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.